that your warm-up?
What can I say? Tripwire has really outdone themselves this time. Not only did we get a new map, but we got a new map that has a lot of new features inside of the map, as well as some really cool enemy types, a lot of interesting sound effects, lots of good stuff going on in this Killing Floor Summer Sideshow update. So props to Tripwire.
Time's up. Go kill some Zeds.
It takes a lot to impress me, and you guys have done it. I'm sure some people can complain, and maybe it's just because of the newness of everything. I'm sure it might wear off fast, but in the moment right now, after playing one full match on the newest map, I really don't have any complaints, honestly. Like, I think the new soundtrack stuff that they did is really good. I think the new guns are actually pretty damn awesome. They might seem like they would be underwhelming, but they've been a lot of fun. The new shotgun and its double actionness, it's kind of awkward to get used to, but it actually deals a lot of damage in return. The center fire, which is basically the second replacement to the Winchester rifle, it actually has its own place in the game, I feel. It does more damage, but it has 2 less rounds, and it's got that scope, which is pretty goddamn helpful. So I actually really like it. It also makes facing down the Patriarch a little bit easier because you do more damage per shot. And as for the new weapons, I think they're good. Maybe not anything earth-shattering, but definitely a good addition to the game. So to get into some of these new features with the map, we have all of these rides or attractions that are scattered throughout the map. And what you do is kind of like in Call of Duty Zombies, first you have to go find the power. Once you turn the power on, that lights up all the attractions. Now be careful because the power will eventually run out and you'll have to restart the generator again in order to get everything working again. Also, a really important note is that having the generator on enables lights throughout the entire amusement park. So what you want to do is keep it on not only for using the traps that are all around, but to give yourself better visibility. And I'm saying this wholeheartedly. It's a lot harder to see crawlers and such, and stalkers and whatnot in the dark, and it really does help. And you know, it's kind of cool to have it off during the fight with the boss because it just looks a lot more atmospheric that way. But having those lights, man, it's really useful. As for the traps, they're actually pretty cool. I don't really get some of them. I feel like some of them work a little slow. It would have been a little bit cooler if they were more instantaneous, like some of the traps where the cage falls down. It takes like a good couple of seconds for that to happen, and I feel like if it had just dropped instantly the second you push the button, that probably would have been a little bit cooler. However, I kind of understand why they might have decided to do that, maybe to make it a little bit harder to cheese players with it. I think people could just trap other players in there and, you know, kill them that way, and I don't think that would be very good for that, for the map at least in the future. We also have a lot of traps that seem like they're very co-op dependent, like the roller coaster as well as the one that drops the cage on them and then incinerates the Zeds. I think those are a little bit more intended for cooperative play because they're really hard to set up on your own. You can do it, but it's really hard to like get them to fall for it. And if you had someone else kind of baiting the Zeds into position, then the traps seem like they'd be a lot more useful. You also have some side attractions like throwing Dosh into this one machine, and then you kind of throw Dosh into these separate little cylinder things, and I guess you get a prize if you give enough. I don't know how much you're supposed to give. I'll try to figure that out online, but I only played solo and I didn't actually have a lot of money to spend, so that kind of didn't work out very well for me. There's also Pop the Clot, I believe, which is like a shooting gallery. I actually didn't see where that was. I might have run past it, but I'm sure it's like the same deal. You enable it and then you kind of do a cool little sideshow attraction, and then you get like a prize, I'm sure. I'm not really sure what the prizes are. Probably achievements, but still, that's pretty cool. And finally, we have the boss fight at the very end. I only got to fight the Patriarch. I haven't fought Hans yet, and I don't really know if Hans got the remaster with this summer sideshow event, but the Patriarch certainly did. The Patriarch is now wearing his carnival clothes, and he looks kind of like Mr. Monopoly. Coincidence or just awesome. I don't know. The point is he looks cool, and he's a little bit more sinister now than he's ever been. My #1 strategy for taking him down is playing Ring Around the Rosie around the merry-go-round. It seems to be effective. I didn't have the power on to enable the trap there, but maybe that would be a good way to take his health down. Also, just going around circles, you know, tends to be a good boss strategy, so that's what I did. So yeah, all in all, I'm really liking this update. I don't have a lot of criticism for it, which is good, because I'm kind of cynical nowadays. And if there's a new content drop and it actually just keeps me really entertained, that's good news. I suppose if I were to have, like, you know, a nitpick, it would be, oh wow, it's only one map and only 2 new guns and we didn't even get a character. I mean, that would be like my nitpick, I guess. But the quality of the guns and the quality of the map and I think you get like 2 new outfits that you can unlock if you do the achievements at the summer Sideshow event. So, you know, and one of them's like the biohazard suit, which is something from the first game. So it's almost like getting a character in a weird sense. So I don't know. I don't really have any content complaints, honestly. I think it's all really good. I think the new enemy models and such and their voice acting for it is really fucking creepy, and I love it because it harkens back to the original game. And the more like the original game we get with this, I think the better. I do feel like a lot of other people do, that Killing Floor kind of lost its way from the grindhouse horror vibe, and any kind of step we can take towards getting that back is a good step, I think, personally. You guys might disagree, that's completely fine. Some people really like the new aesthetic and what they're going for. I just personally preferred the older stuff, but it's still really good, and I feel like this harkens back and is kind of like a tribute to the first game. I mean, it definitely is a tribute. It's a continuation of seasonal events, which is completely, you know, Tripwire didn't even have to do those in the first place, so it means a lot that they're bringing it back, to me at least, and it feels good to be a Killing Floor fan right now. It feels good, man. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave it a like, and subscribe for more Killing Floor 2 in the future. So, peace out, everyone.